are some red flags when it comes to tattoos on a person / tattoos a client requests? So like if you know
you saw that went over our head, right?
So like
I just woke up, by the way.
Ooh, what are some red flags?
My friend answered this question and she had to put out an apology.
Red flag as in like the person has it and I want to stay away from them? Okay.
Your turn to be sacrificed in this question. You already know my opinion.
I don't know, man. Depends how many drinks I've had.
The tramp stamp would be like a little bit of a red flag, maybe.
Tim Burton tattoo. I'm gonna put my pants back on.
Each person has their own style. There's no like right or wrong tattoo to do, but I definitely stay away from Disney style tattoos.
I just know the type of person, the type of fan base. If you know, you know.
You're digging yourself a deeper hole right now.
I don't know.
I have received a request that was a red flag. It was when I was first starting. I was apprenticing. This guy comes in and he's like, oh, I just got out of the pen. We're like, cool, dude. And he's like, I want the Supreme logo on my face, like my whole face. And I'm like, maybe not like a brand. Do you want something else?
When they want a tattoo for like an event, like why? They have a photo shoot in a week, so they need to get sleep. Like, this is probably not the time.
Only God can judge.
Very generic, praying hands.
Way too many religious tattoos is a red flag for someone who like has no religion in their life.
If you get tattoos that are telling your ex's story, that's a red flag. A heart ripped out, like, you know, or something like that, and you're like, what's that about? It's like, oh, my ex broke my heart, and that's why I got red flag.
I had a client one time that asked for a tattoo that represented cocaine addiction, cheating, gambling, heartbreak. And I'm never one to judge a tattoo of a person, but I was like, I wanted to understand a little more because I was like, how do you even design something like that? And she was just like, it's just what my ex did to me and I want it as a tattoo. And I was like, are you sure? Like,
I think a lot of it is when somebody either has way too many ideas, it means they don't really know what they want, or they're almost way too vague.
It's just too much into a tattoo.
Yeah, the kitchen sink. And the same thing can happen when people take too much control over the color palettes. When people are like, I need that color, that color, that color, that color, they don't understand how those things don't actually work in the skin the same way, that we use these different techniques in order to get that there's a lot of illusion in tattooing, and that comes from the skill and professionalism of our trade. And so a lot of that has to be given up. So any client who asks for too much control, it's gonna end up being a not great tattoo most of the time, no matter how good of an artist you are, because they're dictating the things that we know don't work together that way.
I guess for me personally, just because everybody has their own thought process of what a red flag tattoo is, it's anything that I guess in my own conscience, it wouldn't feel right for me to tattoo.
I consider a tattoo more as a complete of the look, like a jewelry, something on your body which makes you feel more confident and beautiful, and your body more like unite and harmonical. But you know, some people make tattoo as a statement, some curse words or like dick tattoos.
If people are not very tattooed, I try to at least make sure that they are very informed going into more visible placements, that they might get treated a little bit different.
I've talked about this before, but there was a gentleman that came in. He had no tattoos visible, and he wanted to get "I want to die" above his eyebrow. And I just remember being like, I'm not going to do that to you.
I think as tattooers, we have a responsibility. I got a lot of youngsters that come into my shop and they want like their hands tattooed, and it's like, how old are you? Oh, 18, and I want to get, you know, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, there's always the face tattoo thing where people have like 3 small, tiny tattoos all over their body and they want a face tattoo or a hand tattoo. But yeah, I don't know.
He did that.
I'm pretty
Get the f out of here, man. I ain't gonna do that, you know?
I mean, even though face tattoos are my favorite tattoos to do, I turn a lot of them away, but I'm kind of on board for a lot of shit.
Yeah, I'm not. I try to talk people out of it. If someone get face tat and they're young or they don't have that much tattoos around their body, I'm like, oh, you should wait on it for a little bit.
I think as tattoo artists, we have a responsibility to society. And I think now with the advent of social media and other things on the internet, I think that we should carry ourselves a little bit different because we do have an ability where we can do a tattoo on you that could potentially put your life at risk or hinder your activity in society. You know what I mean? So I'm very aware of like what I'm down to do and what I'm not down to do, you know? In regards to not just me as a tattoo artist and my reputation, but what's the repercussions for your tattoo if you get this, you know? You come in and you want a Swazi on your neck, get the f out of here. For 2 reasons. 1, you want a Swazi, 2, on your neck, get the f out of here, man. Like you're coming to the wrong dude, man, you know? That's how I see it, man. Like, for me, my existence as a human is worth more than a couple of bucks, to be honest with you know?
There's not a lot of things that I wouldn't tattoo other than like the obvious, like really f***ed up things. Like we don't even need to like get into that because that just goes without saying. But I don't think there's a lot of red flags in clients. Like there's definitely a lot of red flags in tattooers. So just like any like tattooer that like makes you feel like pressured or like, you know, like to get a certain thing or put it somewhere or like to do whatever. That's worse because we're in a position of power. So we don't want to abuse that. That's kind of a really serious answer for that question.
We've had like really serious responses.
Okay,
So far, so
that's just something that I'm like, I take more seriously than other things, I guess. Like, I don't have really anything funny to say about that. Red flags aren't that funny. I think like checking up on your client is always something that's like really important that like maybe people can be more mindful of doing like in their tattooing process. I think I kind of go like a little bit extra with it, but I just want to make sure people are comfortable, like that experience you wear forever. So I just want it to be like good vibes, you know?
My brain is like fried right now.
It's early in the morning. We didn't eat any breakfast.
It's early. We haven't eaten breakfast.
But we had some Takis.
And I didn't take my meds because I didn't eat breakfast, so my brain's like, huh?
What time is it? It's very tattooer like related. It's early in the morning.
It is at 1:12 p.m.
I have like under eye bags right now, even though I got like a good amount of sleep.
Okay, but